Live and direct, another day in paradise. You know what I'm saying? It's Ambassador Ron for those that don't know, with another great topic. I know a lot of people be like, Ambassador Ron, where you been at? What you been up to? I've been hearing all type of crazy ass rumors. I've been hearing a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? Did they kidnap Ambassador Ron? Did he get sick? Did he retire? Did he work at Chipotle? Did he square up and get a girlfriend? What happened to Ambassador Ron? And I know I went missing for quite amount of time and stuff like that, but I don't want nobody to get in the comment section or tap in with me and be like, he's back. Ambassador Ron is back, because I might fuck around and go missing again. All right, so don't get all excited right now, you know what I'm saying? And going into this new year, I do plan on dropping way more lives, but don't hold me to it. You know what I'm saying? Life happens. But with that being said, like, share, subscribe to the channel Ambassador Ron. For those that want a consultation, you can reach out to me via email at ambassadorofgame@gmail.com. And if you don't want to reach out via email, you can hit me up on my Instagram. My old Instagrams, they don't work no more. You feel me? So don't even tap in with the old Instagrams. Those don't work no more. My new Instagram is ambassador.ron. So for all the ladies out there, it's ambassador.ron. For all the ladies that added me on the Healthy Relationships Instagram, don't tap in with that one no more. Ambassador.ron. For all the fellas out there that want a consultation, I just want to show love to the game, I want to communicate with me, ambassador.ron. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you can reach me, via email or via Instagram. For those that been reaching out to me via phone, that old number don't work no more. And for the people that do got my number, you got my number. And the people that don't have my number, reach out to me on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? But tonight's topic is very essential, it's very important. Before you even get to continue on the topic, I don't condone, I don't promote any criminal activities whatsoever. I'm a motivator, and I'm here to send a message to the masses. You know what I'm saying? So we don't condone no criminal activities on this channel. We just taking a particular message and we spreading it with the masses. You know what I'm saying? That's all we doing. So tonight's topic, real nigga versus a pimp. What's the difference? Is there a difference? Is there a difference between a real nigga versus a pimp? We got to talk about it. Because I've heard so many individuals that say they pimps, they say they ism at the end of the day. And then when I hear them talk, I'm like, nah, you not this. You not no pimping. You might be a participant. You know what I'm saying? You might be a participant of the lifestyle, but you're not a representative of the lifestyle. And there is a difference. You got a lot of participants. You got a lot of people that show up to class. And I talked about this previously on a lot of people in the lifestyle having the high school mentality. You got a lot of participants in the lifestyle. You got a lot of real niggas in the lifestyle. Just because you got 5 homicides. Believe it or not, I've heard this. One of these dudes out here, you know what I'm saying, talking about, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? You don't know me. You know, I've been this pimping. I got 5 bodies. And when I heard him say that, and I started to question, you know, do pimps, you know what I mean, have 5 bodies? Are pimp serial killers? You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with you being a real nigga. You can have 5 bodies. You can know how to fight. Just because you know how to fight don't make you a pimp. Just because you didn't kill people don't make you a pimp. You could be a stand-up nigga at the end of the day. Like, you know what? He a real nigga. Because why is it that in the game we hear this all the time? Somebody might ask, hey, do you know such and such? I ain't gonna lie, P. He a real nigga. He's some pimping. And I'm like, just because he's some real nigga don't mean he's some pimping. Or just because he did some real nigga shit don't make him some pimping. We got to get back to the essences of the game. When we talk about what a pimp is, the first thing he has to be is a man. Gorgeous Dre talked about this previously. And I think the more and more people get involved in the lifestyle, they forget the basis of this shit, that you have to be a man. So when you hear cats saying he's a real nigga, at the end of the day, you got, for the ladies too. Oh my goodness. There's so many young ladies at the end of the day that say, you know, was he a pimp? Yeah, he was a pimp. He was a real nigga. Or that was my nigga. And they might not pay me for this particular live, but that's fine because the message has to get across. You know what I'm saying? It got to get across. Because if you ask a lot of these participants could be the fellas, participants could be the ladies too. If you ask them what a real nigga is, you're going to get like 17 different definitions. You can get, subjective what a real nigga is. If you ask the ladies what a real nigga is, well, shit. I didn't have to work today. He bought me an outfit before I even made money because he wants to invest into his bitch. He has to invest into his bitch. So he's a real nigga. I got me a real nigga. Or if you ask some of the ladies what a pimp is, to them, a pimp is a real nigga. A real nigga, and you ask, okay, what is a real nigga? So a pimp is a real nigga, and what a real nigga is to these bitches is somebody that's willing to crash the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? If you're not pulling up to the blade with the Draco, you know what I mean? Fuck popping pimping, you better pop your Uzi. I need a nigga that's gonna crash behind me. If you not willing to crash, you not gonna get no cash. To some of these bitches, you a real nigga, and because with a lot of these broads, it's levels to this shit, right? You gotta be a real nigga, then you a pimp. If you start talking about a real man and shit, that's the same thing. It's the same shit. The terminology within the game is everywhere. And I see a lot of participants starting to just not give a damn. They be like, P, trying to explain shit to these bitches, man, you gonna lose your motherfucking mind. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these broads are real, a real P is a real nigga, and a real nigga is somebody that's gonna get on one knee for the choosing fee. You gotta get on one knee for the choosing fee, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta propose to the hoe if you want a bankroll, man. You call yourself a P, you won't deep dive, hopping in the middle of flying bullets behind a bitch, man. What kind of man is you, man? What kind of nigga is you? I got me a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? And believe it or not, I hate to say this, you know what I'm saying, because there is a difference between a real nigga versus a real pimp. Some of the broads out there want to be the real niggas. But I know y'all like, oh my gosh, here you go, Ambassador Ron, here you go with this shit. Believe it or not, this is something that's real. And for all the ladies, he could be a real nigga. It does not make him a real pimp. Because a real nigga is subjective, depending on who you're talking to. He could do some real shit. On Thanksgiving, I went to the hood and gave turkeys away on Thanksgiving. I'm some pimping. For the fellas out there, man, check this out. Just because you gave out turkeys on Thanksgiving and you fed your hood doesn't not make you a pimp. So we established that it doesn't matter if you have any, you kill people and you're a serial killer, and serial killers are not pimps. It doesn't matter if you gave away turkeys on Thanksgiving to the hood. It don't matter if you want to crash out and kill everybody on the blade because somebody sweated your wife. It don't matter if you got on one knee for the choosing fee. None of these things make you a pimp. And you could be a real nigga for all that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even know what a real nigga is. You can be a stand-up individual. You can say all the right things. You can say all the right things. You can be, he's a stand-up nigga for real, bruh. He done knocked niggas out in prison. You know what I mean? He knocked this one nigga out. And he ain't lost a fight. He's 16-0, P. If he's 16-0, P, you can't tell me he not a P. You could be 16-0 when it comes to fighting people. Like, I ain't never lost a fight, P. How you gonna tell me I'm not this pimping? You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if you know how to fight. You know how to squabble. Another thing is this. I hear this. This is a common one right here. I've been locked up behind this shit, P. I didn't serve time for it. Or my Brody spent time for it. My niggas, they didn't went to jail behind this shit. That still don't make you a motherfucking pimp. You know how easy it is to go to jail, nigga? People have went to jail for less shit. Nigga, it ain't hard to go to jail. It's not easy being a pimp. That's why it's called pimping ain't easy. Just because you serve some time and they stamped pimping and pandering does not make you a pimp, according to the streets. So basically what a lot of these niggas is saying is, if I mispimped and got the title, you know, just because I got charged for it, that means at the end of the day, man, since I got charged for it, man, I'm this pimping, man. Anybody can do bad. That's like saying I'm a gangster because I went to jail. I'm a gangster just because I'm a criminal. Every person that's a criminal ain't no gangster. Just like every nigga that go to jail for pimping ain't no pimp. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say that again. Everybody that's a criminal is not a gangster. And every motherfucker at the end of the day that went to jail for pimping does not make him a pimp. You know what I'm saying? So we got to establish that. That's another thing. This is another thing I got to add in there, man. The gangbanging culture is so prevalent within the lifestyle. You can have gang ties and be a real nigga. I know a few individuals, you know what I'm saying, that do their thing in the streets. But at the end of the day, they're not pimps. And they real niggas. You know what I'm saying? They you know what I'm saying, they do what they do in the streets. He's a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? But he's not a pimp. Then you might ask, okay, Ambassador Ryan. You know what I'm saying? So what you saying is, you know, he could go to jail behind this shit and he still is not a pimp. No. That's exactly what I'm motherfucking saying. Serving time don't make you this. Because we're going to get into what exactly a pimp is then. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into the understandings of what a gentleman of leisure is. And to be real with you, to be honest with you, a lot of the cats that's in the game now, they not even real niggas. Real niggas don't send minors to the blade. Real niggas at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, they don't sit up there and try to kill pimping for sweating abroad. And here's another thing, and I'm glad we're bringing up the real niggas. You could be a real nigga and still be a real trick. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? Some of the most gangsters, the gangsters of the gangsters, I know that's not a word, but the gangsters of the gangsters, the top tier gangsters, at the end of the day, some of them are real niggas. But they'll still sit up there and pay for pussy. They'll still sit up there, you know what I'm saying, to have a girlfriend on the side. They'll still sit up there and get knocked and go back to doing what they do, selling drugs. So a real nigga at the end of the day, they can involve themselves with that trick ass shit. You know what I mean? They can involve themselves in that. Well, I'm still a real nigga because... And then when you... see, the thing about the real nigga thing is, like I said earlier, it's subjective. It depends on who you're talking to. It really... Nowadays, it depends on who you're talking to. Like, you know the old saying, real recognize real? Yeah, that shit ain't true no more. Because the fake recognize real too. You know what I'm saying? So it's really subjective when it comes to real nigga. It depends on who you... So you might ask me, Ambassador Ron, so what is your definition of a real nigga? To me, a real nigga is, you can sit up there and admit to who you are. You can admit to who you are. You know what I'm saying? On a street level. You can admit to things that you've done in the streets on a street level. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen to what I'm saying, on a street level. See, Gorgeous Dre said something very profound. He said, a street nigga can't teach you bitch shit besides how to be a street nigga. So with the real street nigga or a real nigga, he's limited. There's only certain levels he can reach. You know what I'm saying? If you desire just to be a street nigga. And every street nigga can't be no pimp. You know what I'm saying? Every street nigga cannot be a pimp. Every real nigga can't be no pimp. At the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And see, what's happening nowadays is that word real nigga is being tossed around so loosely, a bitch will think, I'm a real nigga. Even bitches say this shit. I'm a real nigga. I could be a pimp. Can we go back to being a man first? Not the fellas. I'm not saying the fellas need to go back to being a man first. I'm talking to the fellas. I'm not talking to the broads about being a man first. I'm talking to the fellas. Can we go back to being a man first? Or being a man first? That's very important in itself. Then you might say, okay, well, Ambassador Ron, you know, you got some broads out here that say, if you ask the broad, was he a pimp? They'll say some shit like this. He was a real nigga, and he wasn't just my pimp. You know what I'm saying? He's a real nigga. He wasn't just my pimp. A lot of these broads, believe it or not, for the fellas that listen to me, these broads don't want no damn pimp. I'm going to say it again. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. They don't want no real pimp. They would choose a real nigga over a real pimp. That's why some of the real niggas, quote unquote, even though they have no true definition of a real nigga, some of the quote unquote real niggas in their eyes, they deeper than some of the pimps. Some of the authentic pimps. So as long as you guys understand that a lot of these young ladies don't want a real pimp, you'll be better off. And some people might ask, well, what do you mean by that, Ambassador Ron? Tap in. You know what I'm saying? You need to tap into that consultation. Because I don't want to give up too much on this live. Not only that, you know, one of the reasons why I wasn't going live persistent, and I said, don't look at me as a father that left your life and that was a deadbeat. If I leave YouTube and shit like that, the reason why is because I have a lot of great content on YouTube. A lot of that shit is not appreciated the way it should be. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get back to the message, but I just had to say that. A lot of that shit is not appreciated the way it should be. I got some golden information on that shit. And if I send you my number at the end of the day, take advantage of that shit. You know, for the people that if I did send you my number, it's because I knew my other account was going to get shut down. I knew some way, somehow I wasn't going to be able to access that Healthy Relationships 2.0. You know what I'm saying? So if I send you my number, don't just, you know what I'm saying, look at the shit. Take advantage of that shit. And for the people that don't have my number, like I said, tap into my counsel, tap into my new Instagram, ambassador.ron. But this whole real nigga mentality, these broads out there today have no understanding of what a real nigga is, nor do they have an understanding of what a pimp is. But they prefer a real nigga over a pimp because the real nigga image is more prevalent. You don't see a lot of pimps walking around in suits anymore. They're going for the image. What do the rappers say a pimp is? It used to be what does a pimp say a pimp is. Now it's what do the rappers say a pimp is. Whatever the rapper says a pimp, that's a pimp. And we going with that image. So if you dress like my favorite rapper, you're a pimp. Why do you think that if you go somewhere and you see niggas with grills or you see niggas with chains and shit like that, automatically you're a pimp. Oh, you gotta be a pimp. You a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look high and tweak the fuck out to be a pimp nowadays. Or a real nigga, excuse me. Because the real nigga is the pimp. A pimp is not a pimp. A real nigga is a pimp. According to the modern day TikTok 304s and the niggas, you know what I'm saying, that call themselves pimps. You know what I mean? So you might ask me, okay, Ambassador Ron, what is a real authentic pimp? We established that you have to be a man first. And I talked about what a man is to me on numerous occasions. The truth, leads with knowledge and wisdom, doesn't react off of emotionalism, he has principles, and he puts himself first. Those are the 5 fundamentals of what a man is. And I talked about this in my previous lives on numerous occasions. So we know that he has to be a man first. You know what I'm saying? And people have their different definitions of a man. As long as the truth is incorporated in that in some type of way, as long as doesn't react off of emotionalism, is incorporated in some type of way, I can get with that. I can fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? Principle, stuff like that. But he got to be a man first no matter what you do. Before you're a pimp. And Gorgeous Dre, he spoke on that numerous times. Another thing on what a pimp is a pimp does nothing but pimp. See, with a real nigga, he can do so many different things. He could work a 9 to 5. It's a real nigga right now that's working a 9 to 5. It's a real nigga right now that's working at McDonald's. And you might say, well, it's a real man right now working at McDonald's. It's a real this. Yeah, but at the end of the day, all a pimp does is pimp. Because we talking about what a pimp is. Because you could be a man. Just because you're a man first doesn't automatically make you a pimp. But that's the first step. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk about you the truth at the end of the day and you live in double lives. You got a 9 to 5, you got a midwife, you got a side piece, you got a hoe, you got a promiscuous, you got a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So part of being the truth is being honest about what lifestyle you want to be a part of. And that's a pimp. A pimp understands the lifestyle he's a part of. And he does nothing else but pimp. That's what pimps do. You might say, okay, Ron, give us more about what a pimp is at the end of the day. Because, you know, there's so many people that have different definitions. Well, let's look at what a man is. You know, when a pimp gets knocked, he's not going to shoot up the whole blade. He's not going to emotion react. A pimp is not going to sit up there and get a 9 to 5 just because he got knocked. With the exception of, you know, you're on parole, you're on some type of paperwork when you're on parole, and you know what I'm saying? With those exceptions, those are understandable. You know what I'm saying? If you have on the legal side. But a pimp is going to pimp. A pimp is going to do some pimping. A pimp at the end of the day, not only is he going to do nothing but pimp, but a pimp also exercises his mind on an everyday basis. He's always working on better ways to enhance his knowledge, his wisdom, his information, his game. A pimp at the end of the day, not only is he going to always exercise his mind and his mouthpiece, he's going to be outside endeavoring to knock. A pimp is going to develop relationships with other people and develop resources and have resources. So when he's homeless, he can still lean on his resources. When I say resources, I'm talking about his brothers, his brotherhood. A pimp is going to use his mouthpiece, his words to get what he wants. A pimp is not going to just do it from the hip. See, a lot of real niggas, they can't control their sexual desires. A pimp is going to control his sexual desires. He's not going to let his sexual desires over override his mindset. That's what a pimp is not going to do. He not going to let, oh, she look good. He's still going to say, you know what, even though she look good, that don't mean she a good look. A lot of people don't like this. They don't like this part. You know what I'm saying? They don't like this part about controlling their sexual desires. A pimp, at the end of the day, he can go through what I always talk about, the test, troubles, and times. You know what I'm saying? That's what an authentic pimp can do. A pimp can adjust to the times he's in. A lot of individuals, there were great pimps back in the day, but they haven't evolved. And what a pimp can do, he can evolve with times. When I say evolve with times, that doesn't mean break the rules or change the rules. Because according to the modern day TikTok gimp, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, the times have changed, and so has the rules. And if you ask these niggas, when did the rules change? Now, 2025, nigga. That's when the rules changed. You know what I'm saying? But what a pimp can do is say, I can abide by the rules, but also evolve with time. And some people that hear this, they might be like, well, I don't know what that looks like. Schedule a consultation. Some game I can't give out on this YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So a pimp can evolve with time. Not only can a pimp evolve with time, a pimp has a level of discernment. He can read a situation, and he's able to analyze that situation and make adjustments on the fly. You know what I'm saying? That's what a pimp is. You might say, okay, what else is a pimp, Ambassador Ron? A pimp understands what type of young ladies he's dealing with. Everybody is not a Michael Jordan. You got some Chris Webbers out there. You might be like, okay, who's Chris Webber? For all the people that don't know who Chris Webber is, when you get the opportunity, type in Chris Webber missed opportunity. That's what I want you to do. Chris Webber missed opportunity. And you're going to see all type of shit pop up. Everybody's not a Michael Jordan. And see, a seasoned pimp understands Michael Jordan versus a Chris Webber. And see, the thing about Chris Webber is he was a cool little basketball player. He was a cool basketball player, right? But he used to fuck up a lot. And no matter what the situation was, Chris Webber always found a way to fuck up, even in college. And it showed about even in the pros. He always found a way to fumble. Always. You know what I'm saying? And see, what a seasoned pimp can do is he can see a Chris Webber from afar away. And he's going to operate accordingly. What separated Chris Webber from a Michael Jordan? See, Michael Jordan had the heart. But not only just the heart, Michael Jordan had the consistency. He had the drive. You would see Chris Webber make some airheaded decisions, man. And you'd be like, what the fuck is he doing? You know, even when he was with the Sacramento Kings, you know what I'm saying? So an authentic seasoned pimp, he has the level of discernment to know who is who when it comes to young ladies that he's dealing with. And you might say, what else is a pimp? See, a pimp is going to put himself first. You could be a real nigga and put the bitch first. Like I said, it's subjective. It depends on who you talk to. You know what I'm saying? But a pimp is always going to put himself first. Not only is a pimp going to put himself first, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day? Because how many real niggas do you know that look rough? I know a lot of niggas, real niggas that look rough. And just because, and Sinful said this too, just because you're dirty don't make you a real nigga. Like, niggas be got construction dirt underneath their fingernail, niggas be stinking, niggas be having black hoodies on. Oh, he a real nigga. And for all the pimps out there, if a bitch want a real nigga, you don't want her. And if you do want her at the end of the day, You have to ask yourself, what can I do to put myself in a position to where I'm not attracting bitches that just want real niggas? What can I do to put myself in a position to where I'm not attracting bitches that only want real niggas? Put yourself in a position where, and I'm also speaking to myself when I say this shit. And you might be like, well, damn, Ambassador Ron, they all want real niggas. Put yourself in a position to where you're not just attracting bitches that want real niggas. You know what I'm saying? You can campaign that quality. You could be around quality. You can fly out to different places where they got quality. You know what I'm saying? You can enter certain buildings or rooms where they have quality. Cause that real nigga shit, it don't go far. Cause you know what I'm saying? Each season and each rapper that comes out, you know, the definition of a real nigga changes. You know what I'm saying? Depending on who's their favorite rapper during the time. And that real nigga mentality is the reason why a lot of niggas catch cases on the blade and in the lifestyle of pimping and hoeing. It's not a pimp's mentality that got these niggas catching cases. It's a real niggas mentality got these niggas catching cases. You know what I mean? And going back to what a pimp is. A pimp, at the end of the day, not only can a pimp have the level of discernment, understanding, he's able to take a serving, he's able to get knocked. A pimp understands the difference between a knocking versus a choosing. If she didn't choose you, you're going to have to knock her every day. A pimp understands that. It's a lot of shit that a pimp understands that a real nigga just can't understand. A real nigga might be able to tell you some war stories, but he might not know how to motivate that young lady. He might not know how to motivate that hoe or that potential hoe. He don't know how to motivate her. You know what I'm saying? And if he do motivate her, it's probably 9 times out of 10 with square shit. We'll try to motivate her with square shit. And see, that real nigga mentality is so prevalent in the lifestyle. That real niggas mentality is so prevalent in the lifestyle. A lot of individuals that call themselves pimps, they don't even want to dress like pimps no more. Nah, P, if I wear a suit, I'm not going to get no action. That's how strong the real nigga mentality is in the lifestyle now. It's that strong for real, for real. To where if you listen to R&B, I don't want to put on drill such and such, kill such and such. Kill switch macking the P. The real nigga mentality is so prevalent, you got rappers making fun of real pimps. You got rappers making fun of real pimps. That's how strong the real niggas mentality. And if you act a fool, at the end of the day, okay, if I act a fool and pretty much say I'm going to kill every pimp, the bitch is going to look at me as a real nigga. This is the first time in history where rappers are looked at as the ideal image of what a pimp is. So then we have to talk about this. Because real nigga and pimp, you know, we could talk about this all night, right? I'd like to, now that we brought this up, the real question is, how do you know if somebody's reputable? How do you know if somebody's reputable within the lifestyle? Because real nigga and pimp, that goes hand in hand. So we might as well jump right into that. How do you know if somebody's reputable? You have all these individuals. You got one individual who's a real nigga telling you, well, P, I done served time for this shit. I done set bitches down. I done broke on bitches. You know what I'm saying? I done check some cheese I done check some money out of a bitch. I done checked a bitch for $50,000. You know what I mean? I checked this one bitch for $50,000 and I never talked to her again. You know what I'm saying? I checked this other bitch for $50,000 and I never talked to her again. This other bitch checked me, you know what I mean, 80 ball and I never seen her. You know what I mean? I'm not even meeting up with these bitches. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even really meeting up with these bitches at the end of the day, P. So what can you tell me, motherfucker? That's how a lot of these niggas think. There's a lot of real niggas getting money from prostitutes. It's a lot of real niggas getting money from prostitutes around this motherfucker for sure. You know what I mean? They got the car. You can have the house. You can have the jewelry. You can have all that shit. That still doesn't make you a pimp. What makes somebody a reputable pimp? Okay, let's talk about it. Have you done nothing but pimping for 3 years straight? 3 to 5 years straight, nothing but pimping. Not a pimp in training, not a pimp trying. Nothing but pimping for 3 to 5 years straight. That's it. No selling no shoes, no selling no CDs, not selling no DVDs, not selling no hammers, no, you know what I'm saying, not selling no weed, not selling no bundles, not doing none of that. 3 to 5 years straight, but nothing but straight lace pimping. Not doing it from the hip, none of that shit. A lot of niggas don't have a history of 3 to 5 years. You might say, why 3 to 5 years? Because it's going to take you time to really develop a philosophy. And from my experience and from people that I've ran into and from my observation, you know what I'm saying, 3 to 5 years for sure. Of nothing, and it shows that you're consistent on doing the same thing over and over again. You have enough experiences and enough discipline to be some pimping. You went through enough trial and error to be some pimping. You might say, well, what about the location? The location as well. Okay, within that time period, somebody in Mississippi might not go through the exact same thing in California, but I will say this. If you're doing it the right way, pimping ain't easy. No matter the location. With all these social influences that we got, no matter where you at, pimping ain't easy, especially if you're doing it the right way. And if pimping is easy, you might be cheating. Yeah. You might have other shit going on if pimping is easy. Because it's a lot of niggas bragging about a lifestyle that I take serious and they don't go through no pimp problems. Yeah, it's a lot of rappers rapping about this lifestyle. They rapping about a lifestyle that I really live. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So, yeah, 3 to 5 years of doing nothing but pimping. You might say, okay, what else makes him reputable? What makes an individual a reputable gentleman of leisure within a lifestyle? Not only 3 to 5 years of nothing but straight lace pimping. Can anybody vouch for you doing some pimping? Can anybody in the lifestyle that's been in the game for a certain amount of time say, yeah, he did pull up in that Rolls Royce. Yeah, he did pull up in that limo. He did pull up in that Fox fur. He did pull up in that mink. Yeah, he did do that. He did pull up in that other foreign car and another foreign car. He did that. No, I've heard him talk on the phone with the young ladies. I've been around him when he sat bitches down. I pimped side by side with him. I seen exactly what he's done. You know what I'm saying? I've seen what he's done. Who can vouch for you? Who in the streets, my thing is this, they don't even have to be a pimp. Pastors. No, you know what I mean? It could be an older lady in the streets that's passing by. Oh yeah, I've seen him around the neighborhood all the time. He's always pulling up clean. He's always pulling up fly, flamboyant. Older representation. Are there any older representations that can vouch for you? You know what I'm saying? These are the things that make somebody a verified pimp. You know what I'm saying? Another thing is this. Not only 3 to 5 years of doing nothing but pimping, can you go homeless for 3 months? Not saying that you should go homeless on purpose for 3 months, but a lot of people have never been homeless 3 months because they're just having a good run. And when the run is over with, they're gonna go back to doing exactly what the fuck they need to do. A lot of individuals haven't been homeless for 3 months because they haven't done it the right way. They always had to do it from the hip. It's easy doing it from the hip. That's the easy part. But pimping ain't easy. When you standing on principles and you doing it the right way, it gets a lot harder for sure. Oh yeah, it get a lot harder for sure. You know what I'm saying? So, because a lot of people, they say, well, I be knocking in 2 weeks. I be knocking every day. But you niggas is fucking on squares. You giving the bitch drugs. You telling her that you gonna be my wife. I'm gonna put a baby in you. You know what I'm saying? They doing those things. So 3 months of nothing but, okay, I'm homeless and I'm not doing nothing else but pimping. 3 to 5 years of, consistently pimping. Because that's two different things. 3 to 5 years of consistently pimping. If you can go 3 months and do nothing but straight lace, nothing but, campaigning while you homeless, you know what I'm saying? You some verified pimping. Verified pimping for sure. And you might say, what else? How else can you know this is some reputable pimping? Besides going 3 to 5 years and 3 months homeless and people can vouch for your pimping, how else can you know somebody's some real authentic representation of lifestyle? Has he ever done anything fly? Is he a trendsetter? See, a lot of these niggas, they're not reputable pimping because they're not a trendsetter. If you follow trends and you're not a trendsetter, you're not a pimp. If you following everything the rappers do, you're not a pimp. Because pimps back in the day, they set the trends. Why do you think all the rappers want to be pimps now? So, if you're a reputable pimp, you're going to be known for doing fly shit. Oh, yeah, man, he's some legendary pimping, man. I know him, and he had that sky blue Mercedes-Benz with the first seats. You know what I'm saying? Or he's a reputable pimping. He had that sky blue Maserati, man. He pulled up in the sky blue thing. He pulled up in the... Oh, yeah, I seen his red Rolls Royce. I'm not going to lie. He trendsetter. What fly shit are you niggas known to do? You know what I'm saying? Trendsetter. Where everybody else thinking, oh man, we not worried about that, man. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? But then when you do it, everybody want to do it. That's something that a reputable pimp does. And it's known in the streets. He's known for doing fly shit in the streets. You might say, okay, at the end of the day, Ambassador Ron, how else can you establish if this person's a reputable pimp? You know what I'm saying? Because the things you're saying, man, it's like you spot on, Ambassador Ron. 3 to 5 years, 3 months homeless, but he's still down. He's doing nothing else but campaigning for three months straight. He's doing fly shit. He's a trendsetter. People know him in the streets that can vouch for the pimping that he's done. How else can you recognize some reputable pimping? You want to know how else you can really, really recognize some reputable pimping? You're going to have bitches that also can speak highly of your pimping. Somewhere, you're going to have a bitch that she might not even like you. She might not even be with you no more. You know what I'm saying? She might even say, I didn't like this and I didn't like that and he's hard. And after all that, I still respect his pimping though. After all that shit she said about you, I still respect his pimping though. You're going to at least have one bitch say that. Every bitch, it shouldn't be a war story. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to have one bitch to say, he's hard. She might even say you hard. He's hard, he's this, he's that. But you're gonna have one person say, one young lady say, "I respect him. I respect his pimping though. You know, I left because I was playing with it, or something like that to that nature." That's a reputable pimping. You know what I'm saying? Reputable pimping is people within the lifestyle also know who the hell you are. There's so many people that, you know what I'm saying? And when I say know who you are, I'm not talking about the neighborhood, like, oh, he from this block. So since he from this block, he known for being on this block, he's some reputable pimping because we all know him. I'm not talking about the local niggas. He's reputable pimping when he's known to go different states. Where you can fly out to a different state and be like, "Do you know such and such?" "Oh, I know exactly who the fuck that is. I know who that is." He's some reputable pimping. When your name is not just locally. You're not locally just known. You known it for different states, for, you know, going, setting bitches down in different states. State to state. That's when you become some reputable pimping. And you're not just known in your little local neighborhood. Local joker. You know what I mean? That's how you know you some reputable. And you might say, okay, how else do you, because I'm giving a lot right now. You know what I'm saying? We 45 minutes in, and I'm giving a lot. I'm giving you guys real nigga, pimp, and reputable pimp. And going into this new year, I thought it was very important that the young ladies know the difference. And for the young ladies that listen to this, right, you might be like, I have so much more questions. Ambassador.Ron. That's my Instagram. And if you have my number, I gave it to you for a reason. So utilize my phone number. I don't just give out my number just to anybody. I don't. You know what I'm saying? For the people that had my old number and I fuck with you, reach out to my email or my Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So I can send you my number, my new number. You might say, okay, Ambassador Ron, give me one more on a reputable pimp. I need just one more, Ambassador Ron. Give me one more definition of a reputable pimp. Every reputable pimp walked away from disrespect. How can you be known as reputable if you haven't rejected certain bitches? Have you ever walked away from disrespect? Because that's some reputable shit. Have you ever took a bitch trap and say, bitch, you can keep your little ass money, bitch. Get the fuck on. A lot of people have never done that. I'm talking about a large amount of money. And say, this is not enough. I'm too big for this. You're a reputable pimp when your name becomes way bigger than any little bitch. There's not a bitch out there that can hurt your legacy. She's too small. You're a reputable pimp when you offend the trendsetters that are not pimps. Because you have, you know, in today's time, you have individuals that set trends and they're not pimps. You don't see a lot of pimps setting trends, even though that's what reputable pimps were new for. You know what I'm saying? But a reputable pimp can walk away from disrespect. That's a reputable pimp. And for the ladies, a reputable pimp might not be the popular one. He might not be the most popular pimp in the community. He might not be. You give a fuck about what's popular. You know what I'm saying? Because that reputable pimp at the end of the day, that might be the individual in your life that could put things in perspective and really change your life for real, for real. And I'm not just talking about the money. I'm talking about your mindset. I'm talking about your understanding on what a bond is. Your understanding on what communication is. Your understanding of the lifestyle. And that man, when I talk about that's important, knowing what a reputable pimp is, that's very important. A lot of bitches, oh, you know, he just said I could be outside for a little bit for, you know, I can make $200. He cares about me. He's reputable. Or, you know, this rapper knows him. Since the rapper knows him, he's reputable. Or this gang knows him. So since this gang knows him, he's reputable. Hey, for the little goofy bitches out there that say shit like that, you got a long way to go. Oh, it's going to be a tough road ahead of you. You know what I mean? Reputable isn't always... A lot of young ladies confuse reputable with popularity. Just because somebody has popularity does not make them reputable. Remember that. You can have all the clout in the world. You can have all the jury. You can have all that shit. Just because you're popular does not make you reputable. You know what I'm saying? So I want the young ladies to know that. I want the fellas to know that too. You know what I'm saying? We 50 minutes in. I got some things I need to handle. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you add people to the live. You know what I'm saying? Tell people to join the YouTube channel, Ambassador Ron 16. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you add my new Instagram, ambassador.ron. You know what I'm saying? But peace and blessings to everybody that joined this live. I'm out. 1.